Hi, I'm Austin Burkhalter, and welcome to Burkhalter Family Farms here in Rosburg, Washington. We are an organic dairy farm. We produce milk, and we're organic, so we don't have any herbicides, pesticides, or chemicals sprayed on the fields. We don't give the cows any antibiotics. Everything is all natural. A lot of stuff that we do to cure any illnesses that the cow has is with natural remedies with vitamins and minerals and a lot of garlic and aloe vera. My grandparents who started the farm both grew up in Raymond and Willapa Valley. Their parents used to be dairy farmers, and my grandpa was the school teacher. My grandma really wanted to milk cows, so she convinced him to start milking cows back in 1978, much to his reluctance. And they milked for probably 20 years. And then in 1994, my parents took over the dairy business. We were conventional for all those years. And in 2006, we switched over to being organic and started shipping our milk to Organic Valley. When my grandparents started, they started milking. It was just they milked 3 cows at a time. And then in 1988, they put in a new parlor, which milked 8 cows on each side. So a total of 16 cows at a time. And then from 1988 to 2014, we milked like that. And then in 2014, we put in 2 robotic milking machines. So over my shoulder here is the calf barn. And the calves are born here on the farm, whether it's up here at this location or down in the pasture. So we'll pick them up when they're just a day old. We'll bring them up here into the calf barn and bottle feed them for a couple days. And then we'll put them on what's called a nipple bar in a group so they can all drink as a group. We'll feed them milk for about 3 months, and they'll get grain and start eating hay during that time. And then after about 3 months, we'll wean them off of milk, 3 to 4 months. And then from there, they'll just eat grain until they're probably 6 or 8 months old. And from there, they'll kind of move out of this pen and into another barn when they're a little bit older. And once they're older yet, they will go out into the pasture in the springtime. We're raising our own calves. Our cows have calves, and then we'll raise those calves up. And then they'll have calves themselves at about 2.5 years old. Then they'll get put back into the milk herd. So it's just a constant cycle of cows are having calves, we'll raise those calves up and then milk them. The male calves get sold to a local buyer just when they're a couple days old. He'll take them, we'll get them started on milk, and then he'll pick them up and raise them for beef. So we know a cow's past her prime if she has hoof problems with her feet, if she's kind of lame, if she's a little skinny, but a lot of it is off of milk production and milk quality. And the average lifespan here on the farm is probably 6 to 8 years. The total number of cows is probably about 300, and then we'll get rid of 50, 60 cows a year, and we'll have probably 50 to 60 new calves come in every year. So it's kind of a cycle. So the only feed that we bring in is the grain, which comes from Central Oregon, and we'll get about 18 tons of grain every 3 weeks I get. And then I'll get about 5 loads of alfalfa bales on a semi-truck. So other than that, our cattle are eating all the hay that we produce and the silage right off the farm here. So we farm about probably 400 acres, and we'll raise crops on portions of it, or we'll make hay and silage throughout the spring and summer months. And then the other portion of our crops are for pasture for the cows, whether that's the younger calves or the milk cows, and they'll graze those pastures throughout the spring and summer, and then we'll also hay the other parts of them. We maintain the fields by cutting the grass, whether it's for hay or silage, and then after the cows have grazed, we'll go ahead and clip the grass again, so that keeps down a lot of the weeds. And then for production, we'll use the cow's manure, whether it's liquid manure or solid manure, and then we'll haul that out to the fields, which is the fertilizer that we use. Key to maintaining herd health here on this organic dairy farm is with catching things early. And we do that with an RFID collar that the cows wear. And in that collar, it has a microphone, so it keeps track of their cud chewing, and typically a cow might chew their cud 300 to 400 times a day. So if that drops below 100, we'll know that that cow is going to get sick, and also it keeps track of when the cow comes in heat, so we'll know the optimal time to breed that cow. And all that information gets relayed up to the computer as far as their milk production, the milk quality, butter, fat, protein, and there's a lot of different things that it will send to the computer, so we'll have that information at hand. The same RFID chip that we use to monitor their health is also a key in the robotic milking process. And when the cow goes into the robot, it will identify which cow it is and how many days in milk she's been, how much milk she should be giving, how much milk they expect her to give, how much grain she will be receiving at that time of milking. Grain to a cow is basically kind of like their candy, and the only place that they can get it is in the robot. So that's a big draw for them to want to go in there to get milked. So a cow can typically get milked between 2 to 6 times a day with the robotic milking machines. And some cows will try to go in there more than that to get that candy or that grain. And if they do try to go in there, their collar will be red. The machine will read it and just kick them right back out until their time comes where they can be milked and get more grain. So a lot of times you'll see cows trying to get more grain going through. This is our robotic milker, and as you can see here on the screen, there's a touch screen which gives all of the cow's information, its number, its name, how long it's going to take to milk the cow, and then it's going to tell us each quarter of the cow as it's milking, how much milk is produced total. And if we need to reprogram the machine, we'll do it here on this. So when the cow walks into the milking machine, it's going to read the chip that's on the cow's neck. And so it's going to know which cow it is and what to expect from that cow, how much grain to give that cow. So the cow is going to step in, start eating the grain, and then the brushes are going to swing in. They're going to start brushing each teat individually. They're going to brush each teat, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it will swing back out, rinse off with the disinfectant, and then the brushes will swing back in. Brush each teat again, but this time after it brushes, it's going to shoot some air to dry off the teat. So we'll do that to each teat, brush it and dry it. The brushes will swing back in, and then there's a laser that's going to start to scan the teats. As the machine starts to go up, it's going to scan the teats and see where they are. And each milking cup will hook up individually. Once the laser finds where that teat needs to be, the machine will attach individually to each one, and it'll turn on and start milking the cow. The robotic milking process in many ways is the cow self-serving. So whenever she wants to get milked, she can go in there on her own. We don't have to chase them in anymore and get milked. As far as she'll get milk in there, and she'll also get grain, which is part of her incentive to go into the robot to get milked and to eat her grain. The benefit of the robotic process is it takes one less labor to do the job, and around here there's a scarcity of labor, so it's hard to find people to work, and also it was taking us about 3 hours in the morning and in the evening to milk the cows. So with the robotic milking machines, all that labor and that time goes away for the most part, since the cows get milked on their own. And that frees up a lot of other time that we can do other things with the cows or with the fields. So the benefit to the cow with automatic milkers is we don't necessarily have to chase the cows as much. They're just basically free range. We're not pushing them around unless we need to treat them. They kind of do their own thing and just go at their own pace and get milked when they want to, and however many times they want to in a day. Each cow produces a different amount of milk per day, so with the automatic milkers, they can go in and instead of milking just twice a day, they can go in and get milked more often, which relieves their udder, which actually produces more milk and is more comfortable for the cows as well. So once the cow is fully milked, the machine will come off individually each quarter when they're done, and then it will get sprayed with a medicated disinfectant to cover their teat when they're done. After the milking process, the milk will be pumped into the jar, which gets pumped up to the tanks up front, and then it will do a back flush to get any dirt or particles out of the system, and that'll go down the drain. So it'll be ready for the next cow to be milked. Our milk produced here is part of an organic co-op, which is headquartered in Lafarge, Wisconsin. Organic Valley is the brand. So from here, the milk gets picked up by a milk truck every other day, and it goes to either Portland or Chehalis for processing into milk, butter, cheese, and other sorts of products. We're currently milking 100 cows right now, and each cow gives us about 60 pounds per day on average is what the cow gives. And while that might seem like a lot of milk, being organic, it's pretty good for us. And on a conventional farm, they'll give much more milk, closer to 100 pounds per cow per day, because they'll be giving them extra supplements, and different kinds of feed, which we don't do because we're all organic. Thanks for visiting our organic dairy farm, and you can find our Organic Valley products in Fred Meyer Safeway or at Okies.